so far, and this has only been out like 4 days, and we've got 127 signers to that. And now these signers are not the average person walking through the grocery store. They're activists.
They're not individuals either.
And in many cases, and we have also a tab there for coalitions. So far we've got 8 groups that actually put their logo on there, and we're trying to get as many of those as we can. The website is www.moleadershipproject.com. And so we've already gotten feedback that the senators know that this is going on, and there's a little bit of umbrage, you know, as you might expect. And it's kind of it'll be interesting to see how this takes off. Hopefully, we're going to be able to get on the Loudon show here in the next week or so, and really bring light to this. Because right now, St. Louis is in flames, and all the key people in St. Louis that I know, we've told them about it, and they're typically they're on tippy toes on this thing. But it's really important because if you get the St. Louis Tea Party people in, they've got all kinds of media connections, and it will really help. So we really need to get St. Louis on that. I don't know if you can help them there.
Yeah, I have talked to them myself.
Good.
So. But we'll see. I mean, I think it's really important. I mean, emails work, but writing letters and phone calls actually work better.
Sure.
So, and it needs to be at every step. So when the bill is in committee, you need to get it in. And when it goes to the Senate floor, you need contact again. So.
Andrew, would this do any good for the Senate, for the Speaker, or the Senate Pro Tem, this petition?
Yeah, I think as much as you can gen up, I think the better. We don't know who's going to be pro tem right now. So.
I'd like to address that because last year we got our bill out of committee and it needed to be put on the calendar. We were not able to do that. And to me, when you get something out of committee, that means it's been looked at, studied. The committee has said, yes, this is worthy to go to the floor of the Senate, have an open debate, and see whether or not it passes. We never got there because of leadership putting a huge, I call it backroom deal, because if you're not on that committee, what right do you have to stop what the committee has decided should go forward? And so that is why these leadership projects, writing and asking your senators to please support someone like Naylor or Chuck Ferguson or Jane Cunningham. On that website, you'll see a list. It is key that we have support at the, not just on the committees, but what happens after the committees. And it was a rude awakening to me that 1 or 2 people could just stop the voice of the people.
Could you explain the difference between pro tem and majority leader? Because in some of the emails that I saw, there was some confusion on that. And also, could you address the mechanism that you have for making sure that we don't end up with a sales tax and an income tax, that we're sure that we get rid of the income tax?
Jim, would you please introduce yourself so that our representative...
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm James Coyne, I'm with Columbia 912 Group.
Well, the second one is really easy. We already have an income tax. We already have a sales tax. We already have both. So, in the House Joint Resolution, what we're trying to do is basically put in the Constitution that you cannot have an income tax. We already have both now.
Right.
So, and that's the highest level of protection that we can get. We can't assure anything higher than the Missouri Constitution.
Right, and putting that in the Constitution is a matter of passing it through both houses.
Both houses, and it has to go to the people.
And would that be done before or after we added the additional sales tax?
Well, it would be done at the same time.
At the same time, okay, thank you.
And, and then your second question, your first question.
Difference between pro tem and majority, and who actually has the power to put the brakes on it?
Really, both have the power. All right, the pro tem and the Speaker of the House refer the bill. So So if they never refer the bill's never gonna pass, all right? So if they're in favor of it, they'll refer it to a committee. Now, if they can refer it to a hostile committee if they don't like it. So, you know, it's their way of saying, well, I passed it on, but they sent it to a place that was hostile, and it's dead. Then the floor leader controls the floor. They control how long things are gonna be debated on. So he can just simply not bring it up, the floor leader. And then once again, it's dead. And it can actually be killed at the chairmanship too. So there's several different steps. It's hard to pass a bill. There's so many different areas you can kill it.
Do you know who the floor leader is going to be?
In the House, I do.
In the House.
The Senate, we don't know. In the House, is going to be Tim Jones, and you know he's supportive of it. And Tilly is going to be the Speaker of the House, and he's supportive of
I
it.
know Tim. That's good.
And he's likely to be our next Speaker after Tilly. So,
There's some older people that's there.
right.
Andrew, are you aware, I was speaking to people in Kansas today and yesterday, and Kansas is really interesting. Kansas is trying to get this Missouri jobs bill done just as we are trying to do here in Missouri. And the same arguments that are thrown against us, oh, you'll cause people to go to Kansas, the jobs, they flee out of the state, the rates are too high. If you go to their webpage, oh, if we don't, you know, it's the same arguments. The jobs go to Missouri if we pass it here in Kansas. And it's important, I think, that Missouri be the first one. I've been living on a farm now for 20 years, and we raise hogs. And you put the food out, first guy who gets it gets the most, and everybody else gets leftovers. Kansas City, if Kansas passes this before we do, it's good for the fair tax. But again, there are industries looking to see where are they going to relocate because the taxes across this nation are skyrocketing. And so Missouri stands a great deal, I think, to lose if we don't pass it first. And that's why I really appreciate you being here tonight. We've got to know about the national and the state efforts to end this income tax.
Now, question. The rally that they're going to be having here in Kansas to pass this legislation, we're trying to get some people there to get film, get copies of the legislation, all that kind of stuff. We get a nice bunch of information like that. How would that help you?
Would it?
I mean, it'd be always nice to look to see, but each state functions a little bit different. You know, like our gasoline. I don't know if Kansas is the same or not, but it would certainly be worth looking at their legislation.
That's not the point. The point is, these guys look like they're going to pass it. They're
Oh,
gonna be the
I mean,
first
just to see how they do it.
Now, what does that do in terms of down here in Jefferson City? Does that help build a fire under these guys at all? Because when you look at the jobs, look, I don't care if people want to go over the border to spend their money. If the jobs are coming here, we win, period.
I don't know how much of an influence it really had. I mean, we have all the statistical data that already supports our case.
Okay.
So, I mean, we could go say, well, Kansas is going to pass this. I mean, there's a lot of states looking at it. And Missouri will be hurt if Kansas does pass it, we don't. I mean, there's no question about it. If you're on the Kansas-Missouri border, it's very easy just to slip over into Kansas and don't have to pay any income, no corporate, no franchise tax. It certainly would hurt us.
I had a cousin that came in from Kansas to a reunion over the weekend, and he's chief of police up there, and I said, have you heard about this fair tax? He said, have we heard about it? We want it.
Yeah.
And that's the way he put it.
I'm Alice Walker. I wondered if you could talk about Amendment 3. Or maybe that's later in the talk.
No, I've finished most of it.
Okay.
Is that the housing?
Yes.
I mean, this was really done, in my opinion, by the realtors to try to give them protection from our bill. Even though I don't think our bill hurts them in any way. If people are moving to the state, there's going to be a higher demand for real estate. I own a rental property. Right now, if I sell that property, I'm going to get a big income tax. there's really a disincentive for me to move that property. So, you know, I think their points are wrong, but it's really easy to fix, from a legislative standpoint. When we write the bill, if this passes, we'll just write it in to override that, because we're changing the Constitution.
But if you
There could be
change-
some PR problems there.
If you change the Constitution to say no new taxes on the sale of a home, and the fair tax is based on
It,
taxing new construction.
we can just write that in there. We're changing the
You'd
Constitution.
have to repeal that amendment.
Not really the whole thing, but a small portion of it.
So you do not see that as a really big hurdle?
There might be a little bit of a PR problem.
Oh, yeah,
Other than the PR problem, there's no problem right now.
okay, that's what.
Or the resolution, there's no problem.
Well, I think it's going to pass.
Oh, well, there's no question in my mind it's gonna pass.
Yeah.
But I mean, the public's not being told the story.
Of course not.
Right.
Is-
I mean, it sounds good.
It's not.
Is the whole bill really as short as what was been in the newspaper?
I mean,
It's like 4 or 5 lines.
yeah, it's a little bit longer what you see, but it's pretty short.
Is they're gonna be voting on the taxing authority for St. Louis and Kansas City, for their income tax. Is that anything that's gonna help hurt us either from this deal?
I would say it moves the conversation forward about income tax being bad. I mean, I think it's positive, so.
I have a question.
And actually, one more thing, is that also, it eliminates the ability for any city in Missouri to implement this, which I think is is very necessary. We don't want income taxes at the state level, we don't want income taxes at the city level, we don't want income taxes at the national level.
One thing that's sort of confusing to me is the Senate, the Missouri Senate. You've got pro tem and then you've got the majority leader. Can either one stop a bill?
Yes, both of them can stop any bill.
So we have to get both.
You have to get both of them.
Okay, that's sort of a high standard.
And it's the same way in the House, you get the speaker and the board leader.
Okay.
All right, forgive me, but this amendment 3 has been a big, I thought it was a big roadblock.
Can you all do that?
I'm sorry. I was saying that amendment 3, I would have been very concerned about. In fact, I've been in some email battles with Missouri Family Network. And back when they talked to Ed Embry back and forth, I saw it as a roadblock. You're saying, don't worry about it?
Well, I'm saying it's only a problem as far as the PR goes.
I know what PR is. It's a roadblock.
But you have to realize that we're eliminating income tax when we're doing this. So we just have to push the point. From writing or changing the Constitution, there's no problem. From writing the legislation, there's not a problem.
But was there such a need for Amendment 3? But it's talking about a state sales tax or
fee.
Government sales tax. What else is on the docket? What else has even been proposed other than the fair tax?
Well, they're having, it's put out there directly to attack the fair tax.
Okay. Back to square one. Why should we not be concerned about the passage of that?
Well, I mean,
Sorry?
Because he is confident that we can change it and play upon the benefits, and that we can point out the benefits of the income tax being gone, and what that will do to bring businesses to Missouri. Those benefits will outweigh the loss of the taxes that some people will, that critical's away. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, basically that's, I mean,
Terrible paraphrasing.
I mean, I think Missourians are very opposed to income tax. I think we can make a strong case for it. My one concern is all the lobby money is to be spent against it.
So
Well, should I be